This radio program is PG-13. Parents strongly caution some material may be inappropriate for children under the age of 13.
The following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Arizona. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. This is Brother Mike. I'm back on the radio. Welcome to the program. Today's Bible study. Christ the Controversy. The wildest things Jesus ever said. Today on Hardcore. Hey, please call somebody. Tell them the radio program's on. This is going to be quite a shock to you. What did Jesus actually say? Some of this you're not going to believe. This is Brother Mike. I am the professional counselor, over 40 years of it, at the Arizona Deliverance Center. We're downtown. We're on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. It's the red brick building. At the Deliverance Center, all of our ministry services are listed on the website, hardcorechristianity.com. You'll notice we have all kinds of services. We have 4 Zoom services every week. You can get healed or delivered from demons in your own home. Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays in the evenings. We have 2 live services every week, Thursday and Friday nights at 7 o'clock. We have a children's healing service the first Saturday of every month at 10 o'clock. We have discipleship classes that are free, Tuesday nights, 6:30. The 4th Saturday of the month at noon. Don't forget about my Sunday podcast for my shut-ins and my close friends. I have a podcast for them teaching the deep things of God every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. We have a counseling center. If you're a born-again Christian, you're eligible for free counseling services. 602-636-5800. Call me or send me an email, mike@hardcorechristianity.com. The catastrophic, cataclysmic, controversial Christ. Some of the things he said, friends, are so shocking that to this day people do not repeat it. Here are some verses illustrating the words of Christ that churches will not teach. They're so controversial, they are not taught in churches. For example, Jesus had some remarkably unusual teachings about human affection. Check it out. John chapter 12. Jesus said, "He that loves his life shall lose it." That's the Greek word phileo. Phileo is kind of the opposite of miseo. Miseo is to despise something. He that loves his life, phileo, means to be fond of it, to be emotionally attached to it. He that phileo his life will lose it. That's the Greek word apolumi. Apolumi means to ruin it. If you are fond of your life and you like it, and it's something that you cherish and you're fond of, you will eventually ruin it. Then Jesus said, "He that hates his life, miseo, despises it in this world. He that despises his life in this world shall keep it, and keep it to life eternal." Can you imagine making a statement like that? It's exactly the polar opposite of what's taught at church. Prosperity is taught at church. Happiness, peace, love, prosperity, and abundant life is taught at church. Here Jesus is saying, if you're fond of your life and you think it's fantastic and you want to keep it, you will eventually ruin it. But if you despise it, you will eventually keep it into eternity. What a statement of dedication and consecration. What that verse is actually telling you is that if you desire God's perfect will for your life, and you desire to serve God more than anything, you will save your life and you will save it into eternity. If you put your own life ahead of the life that God has for you, you will eventually ruin it. What's that verse saying? If you want to manage your own life, you'll ruin it. If you want to turn it over to the Lord for Him to manage, you will keep it into eternity. Matthew chapter 10, Jesus said, quote, I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be those of his own household. He that loves his life, same Greek word again, phileo, he that is fond of his life, in John 12, it now says in Matthew 10, he that is phileo, fond of his father or mother, more than me, is not worthy of me. Greek word axios, deserves me. If you are more fond of your father or mother, you do not deserve Christ. He that loves son or daughter, phileo, more than me, is not worthy of me, does not deserve me. And he that takes not his cross and follows me is not worthy of me, does not deserve me. The Greek word for takes there is lambano, to pick up and receive. What's this verse actually saying? If you put the Lord Jesus ahead of your relatives and your own life, you're not worthy of Him. And if you have hardships that you have to carry with you to serve God, you are not worthy of Him. Then in the next verse it said, he that finds his life shall lose it. That's the Greek word apolumi, ruin it. And he that loses his life, same Greek word, apolumi, ruins it, for my sake shall find it. What's that verse actually saying? If you sacrifice your life and you ruin it, essentially, for its own purpose, and you adopt the life of Christ, you will find your life and keep it throughout eternity. If you don't do that, if you insist on keeping your life, you will ruin it. It will be ruined. And of course, he's talking about spiritually. Matthew chapter 16, Jesus said to his disciples, if any man come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Now you see Jesus saying something that appears to be the opposite of what he said in Matthew 10. But it really isn't. Listen carefully. Jesus said to his disciples, now these are disciples, not just Christians. He didn't say this to the general public. Jesus said to his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross. Now, Jesus is telling you something different than he did in Matthew 10. The Greek word for take up there is airo. It means to pick up and get rid of. Before, in Matthew 10, Jesus told you to carry your cross, receive your cross. That meant to take your hardships and keep moving forward. Here he's telling you to remove your cross and follow him. The things that are keeping you from following the Lord in your life are to be removed. Those are obstacles. bondages. Those are the things that have to be removed. Then he says, whoever will save his life, Greek word sozo, to be delivered. Whoever will save his life, Greek word suke, soul. Whoever will deliver his soul shall lose it. Same Greek word, apolumi, ruin it. Whoever will lose his life, Greek word apolumi, ruin it. Everyone who will ruin his soul for my sake shall find it. What is it a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Greek word suke. What shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Here you see Jesus talking about your life and your eternal soul, and going into eternity with your soul ruined. You can ruin or damage your soul in this life and in the next one. And if you try to deliver your soul, you will ruin it. But if you will ruin your life for Christ, if you will ruin your soul for Christ, you will truly find your life. Here you see Jesus again talking about human affection in a way that is inconceivable to most people. It's talking about surrendering to the living Christ at a level they do not teach at church. For example, in Luke chapter 12, Jesus says, "Suppose that I am come to give peace on the earth?" ? Is that what you thought? I tell you, no. I came to bring division on earth. From now on, there shall be 5 in one house, divided, 3 against 2, 2 against 3. The father against the son against the father, the mother against the daughter against the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. Jesus said, a prophet is not without honor, but in his own country and among his own kin, Greek word suganes, relatives, and in his own home. What's Jesus saying here? Friend, he's calling you to understand that if you want to perform God's perfect will in your life, and you want to serve him totally, and you want to fulfill your destiny, it will cause a major division in your life, and you're going to have to sacrifice it on a major league basis. See you next time.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.